This is part B of my presentation on Inside Abbey Road, a Google website. This site has two missions. The first is to serve as an archival or historical site for the studios. They've been in existence since the early 1930s. The second part of the mission is to serve as a marketing site to attract new performing artists to use their studios. It's a lot of fun. It's full of interesting technology and the fact that you can go in and do a virtual tour of the studios that are available for performing is interesting. It is a site that was recently received the award for one of the world's best websites. I was interested in looking at the evaluation and assessment of the sites for these awards and how they scored the websites. And so I looked at the criteria, which is mostly a checklist of different attributes and characteristics of what are good websites. And so that wasn't a very helpful framework for me to evaluate the site. And so I looked for another way to approach the evaluation and assessment, and I found Charlie Miller's assessment and evaluation framework using 4 categories of utility, usability, aesthetics, and community. And what was really helpful about these 4 categories is that I could pull each of those characteristics or attributes from the World Best Websites into these 4 areas and use it to help me evaluate this website. And again, I think it was very helpful, and it helped me to identify the strengths and opportunities for the Abbey Road Studios site. So there were areas for improvement that I found. First of all, the navigation is very clever, but it's difficult as a wayfinding system. So fun to use, but if I have to go back and look for performing artists or information about the site, it's scattered all over the 4 studios, or the 3 studios and the master area. And it's just hard to find. There's no central menu or index. The written information that documents the historical aspect of the studios is formatted poorly. It doesn't reflect the aesthetics of the site. It doesn't even fit within the site. And I just thought that the use of the fonts and the color were not very attractive. The scrolling requirement was unclear to see initially. And then, of course, once you found it, then it wasn't very attractive, and it wasn't something that I looked for or where I wanted to read information about Abbey Road Studios. So I think that was a real detraction from the site. Overall, the sound quality was poor, and that was pretty astounding to me, since this is a major mission of the website is to attract performers. So even though they probably know that this is from the web and it's not how the sound is going to, it's not how the sound will be when they're in the studio, it still, I think, would plant a seed that the quality is not as high as it should be. At least it would for me. In terms of the mission, the contact information, membership availability, that was unclear, and in fact I had to go and find out exactly from the contact information on the website, which sent me to the actual business site for Abbey Road Studios, to find out what the purpose was of the website. And so I think it's unfortunate that it wasn't there. I think it's also unfortunate that that site isn't used to collect information on people who are interested in Abbey Road Studios, and you could set up a membership base, send out updates to the website and who's performing there now and using the studios. I think that would be a main attraction for the site. In terms of research, I would be very interested in conducting a usability research study to see how we could improve the navigation so that individuals could locate specific destinations and find information that they were interested in finding, rather than going through each little button and collecting the data as they went through the different maps in the studio. Second, I think that a user research study would be helpful. I would bet that Abbey Road Studios would like to know who accesses the site and why, and whether their needs are met. In addition, it would help us understand whether or not the mission was being met for the website. I really encourage you to go in and play around with the site and listen to some of the performances and read about Abbey Roads, because it was fascinating. And I couldn't do it justice in 5 minutes, obviously. So I'm very interested in your feedback and how you perceived this website to be in terms of a thoughtful design. Thank you.